Howdy do. We're going to be talking about day 7 on the Pacific Crest Trail from Scissor Crossings to Third Gate Cache. That's a water cache. I'm Morgan. No trail name yet, but maybe it's coming soon, I wonder. So today we started Scissor Crossing. Now, I kind of saying beforehand, we had a weather front coming in, and it said that Scissor Crossing is usually one of the hottest bits of this part of the section, maybe over the whole thing. And for that reason, we count our blessings because the wind was blowing and the rain was actually coming down. So woke up with a little bit of rain on the tent, had such a great night's sleep, but I was quite eager to get back on the trail. Now, we'd been walking with someone called Will, now known as Dandy, trail name obtained, and his father had driven him out here to start the trail, maybe seen some family or something, and had come to see us all again. And he was giving us lifts to Scissor Crossing. And I mean, we had a bit of a crush on each other. Y'all, one of them bromances. We talked for like 15 minutes, and there was so much crossover. And he was just good people, and you can see that through Dandy as well, like just good people. Anyway, what a great start to the day, just having like good conversations with people who are just helping you out. Oh, he was a geologist, and he'd studied Tennessee? No, just on the border of Tennessee. Anyway, such a good guy, been all around the place. So we get out, and yeah, the wind is howling, and we start up into the mountain now. And one of the first most striking aspects of starting today on this kind of still chaparral, scrubby kind of land is there is an immediate emergence of California barrel cactuses. And these are like big chunky cacti. And they just scattered the whole landscape. It was really phenomenal. Now, this is quite interesting because it adds another dynamic. There is an application called Seek, and it's run by a company called iNaturalist. It's totally free. And once you download the app, even if you're on airplane mode, it does photo identification. So this day was kind of the beginning of a lot of photo identification. For example, there are things that we've been seeing called the chaparral yucca, and that was beautiful. It's like some people in Europe might know them as agaves. Out here, they're usually yuccas. There are agaves too. Big spiny plants like aloe vera, and then out pops of the male ones, these stema, which are almost like little trees with beautiful blossoms. On this part of the land, we started seeing the Mojave yucca. So you're seeing how we're moving from different landscapes now. And the Mojave yucca is a little bit more elevated before its bush, and then sometimes it puts out its stema. What else did we have? Some ocotillo, which is this kind of weird, long
These are
streaks of
unbelievable.
spiny cacti, I guess, but they're kind of more tree-like. We had this beautiful thing called a Panamint Live Forever, which was about this tall, same thing, but the succulent at the bottom was about that big, and then you had a little stema coming up with a beautiful flower. We had the fringed spine flower. We had apricot mallow. We had concolorous Chinese houses. That one was a new one for me. And then, of course, we had things like sugar bush and all the other cacti that we've been seeing. So like the beaver tail prickly pear. And then we eventually came to the brown spine prickly pear. I mean, honestly, it's just endless. And it's so fun because you get this observation list, which you can kind of compare, but also now me and my people around me, we're kind of just like understanding on the observation list and then just testing each other. Oh, California buckwheat. There's a little bit of sugar bush. There's the chamise. and some trees as well, but there's not too many trees where we are right now. So we're taking off. All of this is going on. I've actually got my wind jacket on because it is kind of raining and kind of windy. So we need that extra layer on. As we press on, we eventually find Skidoo, and a lot of our education and observations can continue because we definitely have a very good rhythm going between that. And we sit down for lunch at one point, and a few people are just cold very quickly. We're sheltered behind a rock. The sun isn't there, but the wind and the rain is coming down. And it was funny because I had this feeling of familiarity. I just did a whole month around the UK going to all our national parks in winter to showcase the beauty of these natural spaces in a time when we're like cowering inside. So I feel like I was a little bit hardy, you know? And everyone's like, oh, I'm cold to the bone. I'm going to keep walking. I was like lounging out there thinking, nah, this is good. We good. So that was kind of, that familiarity was, I guess it helped remember what I'd come from and what I was in now, and also to count the blessings. This day would have been hot, like really hot, if not for the weather that we had. So, you know, again, counting those blessings. And as we pressed on, we eventually got to the Gate 3 cache. Water was there, provided. Actually, Skidoo come up with a really good story. He'd actually done a film on the person that would drive out the water on a dirt road, but then there's also like a half mile of carrying water up that he would do. So that's a beautiful thing that, again, what trail angels do for us. And it was interesting this evening because me and Skidoo set up our cowboy camping, and then we decided to have food just where we were, but we didn't maybe consider that if everyone comes to us, it might be hard to, I don't know, separate sleep from food. And we were maybe going to sleep a bit earlier. Anyway, we all sit down, loads of people come around, we have this nice little circle. But for me anyway, I as I sat down, I realized how windswept I was. And this is the thing, like, I don't know who's going to be watching this, but even seasoned walkers, I feel like we get caught out where we're protecting from sun or we're protecting from rain. But if you're getting battered by the wind all day, you get windburn. And it feels a little bit like sunburn, probably not as detrimental. So I sit down, starting to eat, and I'm like, oh my God, I am exhausted. And I get cold to the bone. I didn't put enough clothes on, and the wind is still kind of blowing in our weird little spot. And I had to get really warm really quickly. I ended up getting into my sleeping bag with the inner, because I'd had a sleep system failure a couple days ago. I got double pants on, double top on, and then I've also wrapped my rain fly of my tent. This is a good tip, I'd say. The rain fly over my sleeping bag and under my mat, because that ultimately creates a wind barrier, but also rain in case it happens. So yeah, that was our day 7. I'd say it was one of the more tough ones. Memorable nonetheless.